clear who needs to do what. All we need to agree is why they are not doing it and how they must do what they need to do. It is very clear. Na viongozi asanti, ile wasiwasi nilikuwa nayo ya kwamba hamhusiki nimemsikiza. I like your passion. And you are also very detailed. You actually know the problem. Labda hamjafika kutuambia. And I think listening to the leaders here, I think I need a sitting with the political leaders from the coast. We get more details. Ile hatuwezi tangaza hapa, si ndio? So let me arrange quickly. We have a sitting. You have a story and a good one. But I have confirmed that you are committed. And I think now it will work. By the way, police hawa na administration wanaweza fanya kazi yote, lakini without the leaders, it will not succeed. Because we also need somebody to give us a feedback on what is happening. And somebody who genuinely cares for the people. You know, when Captain Ruto says that there is only one DCI in Lamu East and he is drunk, that must be the truth. Hawezi danganyana, that's the responsible leader. So I don't know, CCIO Lamu, huko hapa? Where is the CCIO Lamu? Is he here? Are you aware of that situation? Are you aware of it? Kwani unakaa wapi? Wewe uikae Lamu? You have been there for a week? Or 1 week? Okay, so can you find out? Huyu ni kiongozi. And I think there is no leader amechaguliwa na watu anaweza sema kitu kama hiyo kama hakuna. But you have been there for a week, please deal with it. Tafadhali. I think we'll meet the political leaders for another discussion. Nakada, you have heard. Your report is shallow. Hao ni viongozi. You know, these leaders are very important because they know the villages, wanajua, and that's why an engagement with the leaders is very important. So wewe umesikia report yako? Nyinyi ni watu ya ofisi. Na OCS mwingine hapa mama amesema vizuri sana. I like that OCS. Amesema mambo ni ground. I like that OCS. Anasema mambo ni ground. Wewe na kada. Twende kwa ground. Your report is shallow, my friend. Yeah, it is shallow. It is not capturing the magnitude of the problem. It is full of statistics with no details. Tumekubaliana? Aya, asante. I think it is clear in this meeting, our officers you have heard. In daylight, the problem by and large is enforcement. 80% of our problem is enforcement. So let us agree the following, that we cannot continue discussing something that is so clear and everybody knows what to do. Hizi madawa wenye kuuza mnajua. Pahali zinapitia mnajua. Vile zinauzwa mnajua. So let us work on it. And tunataka kusikia ya kwamba kazi imefanyika. Let me confirm for the avoidance of doubt. The issues of orders from above and telephone calls ended on 13th September 2022 at 1 p.m. and 48 minutes when President William Ruto was sworn in as the president. Hiyo maneno ilifika mwisho. 1:48 p.m. when he took the Bible. Hiyo maneno ya watu kupigia watu masimu ati madawa iendelee ya kulevya, ati mtu aachiliwe. So, Bwana Regional CIO, we have a conversation with you. We would like to know, vile IG amesema ati unasema ushiki watu, ati umepigiwa simu. I want to confirm that President William Ruto cannot make such a call. He cannot. If William Ruto is to make any call, ni kuuliza kwa nini hii watu wakamatwi. And he has not even made that one. I cannot make such a call. Professor Kindiki has not made and cannot make such a call. The IG here has not made such a call. I am sure, I am 100% certain. Our DCI, I mean, is one of the most pragmatic officers in our government, cannot make such a call. So, tutaenda nyuma ya hema tukimaliza hapa, utatuambia. Siko namna hiyo? We want to know. I want to say, this war I am not leading. This is not my war. This is not my war. Mimi ni mtu ya mkono ya Rais William Ruto. Na ndiye alinipatia hii kazi because he cannot agree that we lose an entire generation when we have a government in place. In fact, he is so concerned about this region that last week Saida tuliairisha. Alinipigia simu nikuniuliza ni kwa nini tuliairisha. Nikamwambia iko mambo ya red eye. Akasema hata kama iko tuendelee. Nikamwambia tu awache wiki moja, nimeambiwa itakuwa imeisha. The commitment of this administration to eradicating crime and other social vices is unparalleled in the history of independent Kenya. And I want to say, if you want to know the commitment of this administration, follow kazi ya Professor Kithure Kindiki. Just follow what he does on a daily basis. The level of commitment is unquestionable. You cannot even question whether this administration has that commitment. So, mambo ati kuna watu watapiga simu, kama hizo simu ndizo zilikuwa zinakusumbua, sasa ufanye kazi yako. Hakuna simu. Nimeconfirm. President has not called. I have not called. Professor Kindiki has not called. IG has not called. If Amin has called, you'll tell us. Because the rest of us are here. And I can speak for the president. If that was a problem, that is why there is drugs menace in the coast, then the solution has been found. Sasa wewe ufanya kazi yako. And I want to tell the regional security team, wako wapi the regional team? Madam RC na wengine, we cannot accept this situation. No, it's not acceptable. Hakuna, hatuwezi kubali. Sasa kwani ni kazi gani sisi tunafanya? Hii watu wanajulikana, pahali wanauza wanajulikana. Nyinyi mfanye kazi yenu. I think within 2 weeks RC, you must get rid of this problem. Tunataka kusikia watu kotini. Please, can you do your job? Tafadhali mfanye kazi yenu. Wacha tuheshimiane tafadhali. Kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Nyinyi mko na mshahara, sisi tuko na mshahara. Kila mtu wako na mshahara. Kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Please sit down. And I want to say, ODPP, I'm happy with the commitment that you have given. I think arising out of our meeting, I'm so happy that you had a further meeting to agree, because there was a problem in the office of the Director of Public Prosecution. So if what you have told us here is what you have agreed, then I'm very happy. Sasa kila mtu afanye kazi yake. And let me say, commanders, please, let's do the work we need to do. Umesikia viongozi hapa wanalia. You are sleeping on the job. Sasa mambo ya ODPP, we are fixed. Please do what you need to do. You know your work. Muko na vitabu yote 3 ya kufanya kazi. Muko na penal code, cap 63. Si ndio? Muko na CPC, cap 75. Muko na Evidence Act, cap 80. Muko na uniform, muko na mshahara. What is the problem? What is the problem? Mfanye kazi yenu. Where are the security team for Kisauni and Likoni? Kisauni and Likoni, where are the teams, the 2 teams? How do you tell us, good people, that vijana wanakatakata watu na mapanga Kisauni na Likoni? How do you explain that to anybody here? How do you explain that to the Inspector General of Police? How do you explain to the Interior Minister that vijana wanakatakata watu na mapanga na nyinyi mko pale? You have no explanation. There is no explanation you can give to us that can stand. So you go and stop that nonsense. Yeah? And I think RC and your team, can you supervise that? And that complaint should never again come before me or the minister or the IG. It's a topic we shall never discuss. If these men and women cannot do it, waende nyumbani, we bring some other team to do it. There is no discussion. Sasa gang ya vijana watachukua mapanga namna gani ati wakatakata watu kwa sababu hawana kazi? Kukosa kazi is not a license to criminality. Kuna watu wengi sana hawana kazi na hakuna mtu anaumiza. That is not an excuse. So please, your teams, tukitoka hapa, you go and meet and draw an operation plan and work on those gangs and make sure that no gangs can disturb the people of Kisauni and Likoni. It is unacceptable. We have a government in place. You are there. Serikali imempatia kazi, muko na mshahara, muko na officers under you. What explanation can you give to the nation? Hata hivi viongozi mtatuambia nini? It is not possible. Please sit down and go and do your work. Mwende mfanye kazi yenu. Kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Watu ya Pharmacy and Poisons Board, please, we have a meeting, I think end of the week or early next week, ile tulikubaliana. Map all the licensed outlets. Utupatie, we shall close the rest for you. And they will remain permanently closed. Sisi tumeamua sasa mchezo hatutaki. Wewe before our meeting, map for us the licensed chemists and pharmacists per sub-county, per town. You'll give that to PS Omolo. Once we know them, we'll give them to our team. These are the licensed ones. Any other outlet will be shut and shut down permanently. And if it reopens, somebody must lose his or her job the same day. You know, we are tired. How do we have illegal outlets all over the country na tuko na officers? But let us work together. Give us the list of the licensed ones so that we map out the licensed ones to tusiweke kando. But again, even the licensed ones, the way we discussed, you know, they are also dispensing drugs that are supposed to be dispensed when they are prescribed, and they are selling them over the counter. So as we help you to shut down the illegal ones, can you work on the licensed ones? Can you have inspection? And our officers here will support you. Our teams, we shall give instructions when we meet. Professor Kidika Tapeana, you will get all the support that you need to inspect the proper ones, to make sure they are doing the right thing. Again, the lady from the veterinary board also do the same. Map for us the licensed agrovets and other establishments zile zimekubalika. The ones that are illegal, we will shut them down for you. Tutafunga sote na hakuna kitu ati kubwa hapa. Ile kazi itafanyika hii Kenya in the next 2 weeks, itakuwa ni kazi. We'll shut them down. So you map the one for us, the licensed one, then we can proceed. National government administration. It is true, CS Machogu, you are right. In my earlier life, I was in that system of government. And things were working. The police station is 40, 50, 60 kilometers away from where wananchi are. The chiefs, the DOs, the DCs had support of APs. And they were able to deal with the crime before it degenerated into something big, because they had some form of enforcement. So with the new constitution, the National Police Service came there, the Inspector General of Police, our officers were, and to a large extent, it is that decision is responsible for the breakdown of the security architecture in this country. And actually the effects we are feeling of almost things getting out of order is because the deterrent aspect of security architecture got removed when our GAO officers lacked support. So the task force that was set up by the president has recommended that we create an administrative framework where the GAO officers are supported by officers in uniform. I think in the next 1 or 2 months, everything will have been worked out. Our CS Interior is on it, and our GAO officers will have support the way it used to be, so that the people at the police station can deal with apprehending the offenders. But we have some other officers working with the chief, with the ACC, with the DCC on deterrence and prevention. Because also people, wale wananchi pia, wakiona chief wako tu peke yake hakuna kitu naweza kufanya, inakuwa tu namna hiyo, they just ignore him. So the chiefs lack authority, the ACC lack authority. We are going to reinstate that authority, but we'll work on the mechanism, but administratively, so that our GAO officers once more are supported by officers who are armed, who are in uniform. I don't think we need to arm chiefs. It is not necessary at this stage. We'll give them officers to work with them because it has worked before. And some of us bear testimony because we were there and we saw it work. And crime was contained to a certain level. Most of these things you see, even murder, they start on a family dispute. And because there is no deterrence, inaendelea ikiwa kitu kikubwa mpaka inakuwa ni mauaji. When the officers, the chiefs had the APs there, it was working. So that one we are going to address. Na tukubaliane. Mambo ya rehabilitation centers, it is true. I think we want to engage the governors when they come for the next meeting for IBEC. We see with the Ministry of Health whether we can dedicate a ward in every level 4 hospital specifically for rehabilitation of drug addicts. And then as a national government will consider whether we can partner with the county governments and we can put some money as a conditional grant so that we create a capacity in every level 4 hospital. We have a ward, just like the ones we have for border operators. We have one ward specifically dealing with addicts. I think Captain Reda ameongea, they need more women officers. I think that is something the people at Lamu County you can discuss. I agree. Because sasa wale kina mama Waislamu huwezi guza hawa. Sasa ukipata mwanaume anaweka ile buibui, anasema yeye ni mama, huwezi guza, anabeba madawa. People are very imaginative. You know, so I think it's a local problem, but I think Mheshimiwa will ask you to engage with the local team. You work around it, but your request is quite reasonable. It sounds quite reasonable. Mambo ya officers of our state. IG, we discussed this matter at the National Security Council and instructions were issued. Somehow we have not complied. So we'll have a discussion with you and Professor Kindiki because it is a problem that has been agreed everywhere. Officers wanakaa, wanaoa huko, wanafungua bar, wanakuwa wasee ya mtaa. They cannot deal with crime, si ndio? Wanakuwa wenyeji. So we agreed at the National Security Council that 3 years wasonge. We'll agree with the IG because that must be implemented because it will solve a lot of our problems. Because again, even when unaleta UCS mpya, unakuta maofisa wamekaa hapo miaka 8, miaka 10 na wajuaji. Wanasema tumeona ma-UCS wengi wakija, hata wewe utatuacha tu hapa. That is what they say, we know. And some constables and those corporals, they need vichwa ngumu. And they are an institution. Is that true, officers? Yeah, I know. Wanakuwa pale, they even transfer UCSs. Wako na misisi sijui inatokanga wapi. We are going to uproot all of them. Wote watasonga. And that is something IG we must do. Because it's a good policy. And it will enable the station commanders to take charge. So that they are not prisoners of their own juniors who have been there for a long time. Let me talk about the legal amendments we need to do, Mheshimiwa. We have told Kimani Ichung'wah. We want it to be a government bill, isonge kama risasi. There are many changes we want to do. One of them, we are going to talk to the governors here. Na tutakubaliana, governors wakubali, na kada and national government to license, hawa wachukue revenue, watumie. Hatusemi pesa ni yao. Si ndio? Pesa mchukue, lakini we license. And governor tutakuwa pia tumesaidia nyinyi. Most of these bar operators are also very serious political operatives. Ukinyima yeye license anaanza kukulima. So tunataka tuondolee nyinyi hiyo mzigo. And because these bars and the activities are posing a threat to national security, we can no longer leave that function to the county governments. We'll amend the law and we return that function to the national government, but the county governments, once the license has been done, mnapatiwa list, mnachukua pesa yenu, mnaenda pahali mnataka kwenda. Sio tumekubaliana? Lakini licensing hiyo lazima tuondoe kwenu. Sasa kama hiyo mnasema una apply online, you don't know where the bar is. Hakuna mtu ametembea hapo. Bar inakuwa is next to the school. And let me say this, we still have a national law. The national law is superior to the county laws. Where the two conflict, the national law prevails to the extent of that conflict. We are saying all licenses that have been issued contrary to the law are invalid. They are null and void. And tukikutana next week, tutaanza kusimamia kazi. Hata kama umepeana license governor next to a school, and the national law says there should be no license so many meters from the school, we'll shut it down. And we'll consider that license to be null and void because it's in contravention of the law. So sisi ndio tumelala kidogo. Sasa tumeamuka. Tumeamuka kwa sababu tumeona hii nchi itaangamia. Magavana wakitafuta pesa, nchi itaisha. Sasa hiyo barabara mkijenga, nani atatembea juu yake? Hii ma license unless you build more mortuaries with that money. Because sasa if you license everybody. Sasa I have found in some shopping centers iko na buildings 10. 8 ni bar. Moja ni hoteli na moja ni duka. So how? But governors are just licensing because they need revenue. So there must be some balance between revenue collection and national security and the welfare of the Kenyan people. Finally, mimi nataka OCS wale wako hapa msimame. OCS is Officer Commanding Police Stations. I want to address you. I served in the security sector for 15 years. My understanding of this country's security architecture is that the OCS is the central person. Hata regional commissioner ama regional police commander kuachilia mtu lazima aongee na OCS. True or false? A police station is as good as a station commander. A police station is as efficient as the station commander. A police station has integrity as good as that of the station commander. A police station is as rotten as a police station is as corrupt as a station commander. The life of our police station revolves around the station commander. If the station commander doesn't want corruption, there will be no corruption in that station. If the station commander wants to follow the law, everybody else will follow the law. So, ile watu tutamulika, tukituma watu nyumbani are the station commanders. Because that is where it begins and that's where it ends. And there is nobody who can tell a station commander anything, provided anafuata sheria. So mimi naomba nyinyi dada zangu na ndugu zangu, please do your job. And I agree those who do well, we promote them as well. Let us not just punish those who don't do the right thing. Station commanders, please do your job. Na ukiambiwa uachilie mtu kama huyu anasema anapigiwa simu, useme hakuna, useme uandikiwe in writing. Tell somebody to write your signal. If a crime has been committed, you have booked somebody in custody aende kotini. Upigiwe simu na sub-county commander ama region wakwambie ati hiyo mtu aende nyumbani na wewe unajua kabisa amefanya makosa. Mwambie afande ni sawa, niandikie kitu kidogo tu. Kachita small cheat tu afande. Muongeleshe tu in a nice way. Afande, niandikie kitu kidogo tu nikaange nayo hapa. They are not right. Ama mwambie andike signal. There is nobody who write a signal asking you to release anybody. Watakupigia simu, tusaidie huyu, usikubali. Because kikiumana tutauliza nyinyi. Tumekubaliana? Please sit down and I wish you well. With those many remarks, let me say thank you very much. The MPs and the senators and the governors, I'll look for you. It was a wonderful discussion. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Thank you.